Hey everybody, welcome to that Vinyl channel. I'm that Vinyl Guy Boz. So this is going to be more like a rant video. I don't do a whole lot of these, but basically this video is about people in the VC that complain about the quality of the record pressings that are being put out today or in the last 5 years, maybe even in the last 10 years, but just complaining in general about the quality of the records. I'm not saying that people in the VC don't have legitimate gripe, because they do. If you pay $30, $40, even $20 for a record and you get it and it already has scratches on it or it has other issues, you don't think you're getting the value of that record, and I can understand that. But here's my problem with this. First of all, manufacturers are under a lot of stress to put out records right now. I read an article talking about that all the record pressing plants worldwide were only keeping up with about 50% of the demand for vinyl. I don't know if that's the same today. I know in the last few years that there've been a couple more plants opening up, so I'm sure that's relieved some of the bottleneck. But I'm sure there's still some problems going on, and I have some articles here. I'm gonna put up on the screen. So this one here is from June 2022. Manufacturers struggle to keep pace with vinyl record demand. Here's another one here. It's also from 2022. It says here that a lot of plants right now are quoting 10 to 12 months to press a record. So, a long wait time, a long hold time to get these records because they're not keeping up with demand. So, I'm not immune to this. I have gotten some bad records in the past, and here in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the bad records that I got. Honestly, I do buy quite a lot of brand new records. I purchased a lot of brand new records, especially in the last 10 years. And I've had all kind of problems. When I look at the volume of records that I've had problems with compared to the volume of records that are fine, that don't have problems, that sound really good, that look really good, I'm talking about roughly about 10% of the records that I get in have problems. So if you ask me, giving how much these pressing plants are being pushed to produce these records, right? I don't think 10% is really that high of a number. And if you get a record that's bad, you send it back. It's not a huge deal. And in my opinion, I think that they're trying to do the best they can. Yeah, maybe they're cutting a little bit of corners. Maybe, there's issues going on there, but they're doing the best that they can. They have equipment that's real old. They have new people who may not even be that familiar with what's going on because all the old people aren't around anymore or they're dead. So, and they have a demand that they can't meet up with. So they have all these problems, and for people to sit there and make videos saying bad, I don't think it's giving them enough credit. 10% in my opinion is not that high compared to all the problems that they're facing. And yet, you have the other side of the coin too. So not only are there people out in the VC complaining about these bad pressings, right? Like last year, I think it was last year, right? In April for Record Store Day, a lot of the titles that was promised to deliver on Record Store Day, about a third of them got pushed back for 3 or 4 months until like June because they couldn't get a hold of the records. And there's people complaining about that. The reason why that's happening is because we're not keeping up with demand. So not only are people complaining about the quality of records, right? They complain whenever records aren't being delivered or aren't being made available when they want them. I mean, something has to give here, right? So, you want the records perfect, you want the records when you want them. It's not going to happen. I don't think, making videos and really, of course, make a video and saying I got a bad pressing. Okay, fine, that's fine. But some of these videos that I've seen are really getting down on these pressing plants. They're just trying to make a living. I think we need to give them more slack than in generally that we're giving them. I think that they really are trying. So have I gotten bad pressing? Yes, I've gotten bad pressings. I have some examples here. So this here is Kenny Chesney. I'm trying to get the glare off it for you, but here's Kenny Chesney, Here and Now. This one was, the B-side was pressed off center, so, the B-side doesn't sound very good. And this one here is Shinedown, The Sound of Madness. Same problem with this one. This one was pressed off center. It's a nice, pretty vinyl record. It's on a splatter vinyl, right? But the B-side is pressed off center, and it doesn't sound very good. So I'm not immune to this, okay? So, I do have some bad pressings as well, but I do understand, that they're really trying. 10% is really not again, in my opinion, this huge amount of records that are being pressed improperly. I think with the amount of stress they're under, with how much they're being pushed, with what they got to work with everything they're doing, I think 10% is relatively a low number. So I do want to thank you for joining me today. If you have not subscribed to my channel, now is a great time to do so. Don't forget to go ahead and bash on that subscribe button, and be sure to tap on that bell for notifications, and that way you know when I put up brand new videos. But I do want to thank everybody, and I'll see you all next time.